My face was covered in sand, but I couldn't dare lift a hand to wipe it off, because behind me was a sheer cliff hundreds of feet drop. If I fell, I'd be smashed to bits. I gritted my teeth, my brows furrowed, channeling every ounce of strength into my index finger. I clung to the sand, frozen, not daring to move an inch. But the sand was way too loose, couldn't even support my weight. Before long, I began slipping down uncontrollably. In panic, I improvised. I forced my legs wide, pressed my head against the ground to add friction, and barely managed to stop sliding. At that moment, my phone buzzed inside my backpack, a lifeline right in front of me. I hesitated, then slowly raised my right hand. Before I could reach the phone, my body slid down again, a big drop. My heart pounding, shaking all over, pressed flat against the cliffside. But I refused to give up my only shot at survival. After a second's hesitation, I steadied my breath. This time, I carefully lifted my left hand, reached for my backpack, gently unzipped it. Just as my fingers grazed the phone, my body jerked out of balance and shot downward fast. I smashed my limbs against the edge of the cliff, barely scraping out a living, but that was just the start of my nightmare. There was nowhere left to go. Soft sand overhead, hard rock beneath me. One wrong move and it would be over. Fear and helplessness washed over me. Then an idea hit me. I began softly muttering to myself, actually timing the waves crashing against the rocks below. After a few cycles, I picked my moment and spun around hard. Finally, I landed in the water. I didn't die, but the water was too shallow. My waist slammed into a rock, everything went black. When I came to, I managed to swim up. I pulled myself onto the nearest rock. I had survived. Relief flooded me, nerves tightening all at once. Finally snapped, but then a searing pain in my palm. I looked down, a 10-centimeter slash across my hand. The wound was gruesome. I couldn't even bear to look. Once I calmed myself, I tried to get up, but as soon as I put weight on my leg crack, I collapsed, blacked out again. I have no idea how much time passed before the waves woke me. I tried to move, but my legs wouldn't respond. That's when I realized when I fell off the cliff. My pelvis shattered on the rock. My legs had started going numb. I thought I still had my phone, but after soaking in salt water for hours, it was dead. Helpless, I stared at the sky. Strained my neck, screamed for help, but no answer came. So I stripped off my shirt, wrapped my wounded hand with cloth as best I could, and started scanning the horizon for a way out. I looked around. I realized that the distant island was my only hope for survival. After a moment's thought, I decided to risk it, go for it.